Welcome to our eye-opening tour of the top U.S. cities with major homeless populations. In this video, we'll explore the urban landscapes of Los Angeles, San Francisco, and New York City. Three cities that are often celebrated for their economic powerhouses, cultural vibrancy, and iconic landmarks. However, beneath the glittering skylines lies a stark reality. These cities are grappling with a significant social crisis: homelessness. Homelessness affects over 500,000 people across the United States, and it's in these major urban centers where the problem is most visible and profound. Los Angeles, with its sprawling cityscape, faces the challenge of thousands living on its streets, particularly in areas like Skid Row. San Francisco, with its tech-driven economy, is marked by stark inequality, leaving many without homes in neighborhoods like the Tenderloin District. Meanwhile, New York City, known as the city that never sleeps, shelters thousands each night, yet still struggles to meet the demand for affordable housing. Today, we'll dive deep into the causes, challenges, and potential solutions to this pressing issue. We'll examine the skyrocketing housing costs, unemployment, and mental health issues that contribute to homelessness in these urban areas. We'll also look at how local governments and organizations are striving to implement innovative solutions, from temporary shelters to affordable housing initiatives. Join us as we navigate the streets of these cities to uncover the stories and statistics that define homelessness in America. It's time to understand the full scope of this crisis, foster empathy, and inspire action. Don't forget to subscribe and be part of the conversation on social issues that truly matter. The reality of homelessness in America. The reality of homelessness in America is a complex and multifaceted issue that affects communities nationwide. It's not just about not having a place to sleep. It's about the lack of stability, security, and hope that many face daily. According to recent statistics, more than 580,000 people experience homelessness on any given night in the United States. This staggering number reflects a profound social crisis that demands our attention. In major cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and New York City, the challenges are especially pronounced. Los Angeles, with its sprawling urban landscape, is home to over 66,000 people experiencing homelessness. Areas like Skid Row are emblematic of this crisis, where thousands live in tents and makeshift shelters without access to basic services. The city's year-round mild climate makes it a destination for many homeless individuals seeking refuge, exacerbating the issue. San Francisco, known for its tech-driven economy and high cost of living, faces a similar dilemma. Despite its smaller size, San Francisco has a significant homeless population, with many individuals living in tent cities and neighborhoods like the Tenderloin District. The city's economic boom has led to skyrocketing housing prices, pushing low-income residents out and forcing them into homelessness. The juxtaposition of wealth and poverty is stark, with luxury apartments just blocks away from crowded shelters. Meanwhile, New York City, often viewed as a land of opportunity, grapples with its own homelessness crisis. With over 60,000 people without homes, New York's shelter system is one of the largest in the country, yet thousands still find themselves on the streets each night. The city's shelters are often filled to capacity, and many individuals resort to sleeping in subway stations, parks, and sidewalks. Despite the city's robust social services, the demand for affordable housing continues to outpace supply, leaving many in precarious situations. These cities are microcosms of a broader national issue, where economic disparities, lack of affordable housing, and insufficient mental health support converge to create a cycle of homelessness. It's a reality that not only affects those on the streets, but also impacts communities, public health, and local economies, factors contributing to homelessness. So, what contributes to the widespread issue of homelessness across the United States? The factors are numerous and interconnected, creating a complex web of challenges for individuals and families facing this crisis. One of the most significant factors is the skyrocketing cost of housing. In cities like San Francisco and New York, rent prices have soared to unattainable levels for many working-class individuals and families. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in San Francisco, for example, can easily exceed $3,000 per month. This housing affordability crisis forces people to choose between basic necessities and shelter, often pushing them onto the streets when they can no longer keep up with rising costs. The lack of affordable housing is a major driver of homelessness. Despite the booming real estate markets in these urban centers, there is a severe shortage of housing options for low-income residents. This disparity between supply and demand creates a precarious situation for those living paycheck to paycheck. The struggle to find stable housing is not just a personal challenge, but a systemic issue affecting entire communities. Unemployment and underemployment also play significant roles in the homelessness crisis. The gap between wages and living expenses continues to widen, leaving many unable to afford basic living costs. As industries evolve and automation increases, job security becomes more fragile, and people find themselves without the stable income needed to maintain their homes. Even those who are employed often face underemployment, where they work jobs that do not pay enough to cover their living expenses. The financial instability that results from unemployment and underemployment is a significant factor pushing individuals and families into homelessness. Additionally, mental health issues and substance abuse can exacerbate homelessness. Many individuals experiencing homelessness struggle with mental health conditions such as depression, anxiety, and PTSD, which are often left untreated due to a lack of access to healthcare and support services. Substance abuse can be both a cause and a consequence of homelessness, creating a vicious cycle that is difficult to break. The stigma surrounding mental health and addiction often prevents individuals from seeking the help they need, leaving them vulnerable and isolated. Economic policy decisions also contribute to this ongoing crisis. Cuts to social services and inadequate funding for affordable housing have left many without the support needed to stay afloat. Programs that once provided a safety net for low-income individuals and families have been scaled back or eliminated, leaving a gap in resources that is difficult to fill. The result is an increase in homelessness as more people find themselves without the support needed to secure stable housing. The impact of the COVID-19 pandemic has only intensified these issues, leaving many without jobs or security. The pandemic led to widespread job losses, particularly in industries like hospitality and retail, where many low-wage workers are employed. The economic fallout from the pandemic has pushed more people into homelessness as they face evictions and foreclosures. Despite temporary measures such as eviction moratoriums and stimulus checks, the long-term effects of the pandemic continue to reverberate through communities, highlighting the need for comprehensive solutions to the homelessness crisis. Homelessness in Los Angeles. Los Angeles, often referred to as the City of Angels, is a bustling metropolis known for its entertainment industry, diverse culture, and sunny beaches. However, it is also home to one of the largest homeless populations in the country, making it a focal point in the national conversation on homelessness. The epicenter of this crisis is Skid Row, a 50-block area in downtown LA that has become synonymous with homelessness. Thousands of people call Skid Row their home, living in tents and makeshift shelters on sidewalks and in alleyways. The area is a stark contrast to the glitz and glamour often associated with Los Angeles, highlighting the city's deep-seated economic and social challenges. On Skid Row, residents face a harsh reality of life on the streets, battling issues such as mental illness, addiction, and lack of access to basic necessities. Despite the efforts of local organizations and volunteers, the needs of this community far exceed the resources available. The visible presence of homelessness in Los Angeles underscores the complexity of the issue and the urgent need for comprehensive solutions. In recent years, the city has launched several initiatives to address this crisis, focusing on both short-term relief and long-term solutions. Affordable housing projects have been developed to provide permanent homes for those experiencing homelessness, offering a stable foundation for individuals to rebuild their lives. Supportive housing services have also been implemented, providing not just shelter, but also access to essential resources such as healthcare, job training, and mental health support. The Bridge Home Initiative, for example, aims to create temporary shelters across the city, offering a safe space for individuals while permanent housing solutions are developed. Additionally, the Measure H and Proposition HHH funding measures have allocated billions of dollars to expand housing and services for the homeless population. These efforts are part of a broader strategy to tackle the homelessness crisis head-on, but the challenges remain daunting. Despite these initiatives, many advocates argue that more must be done to address the root causes of homelessness. Mental health support and employment opportunities are critical components that need to be expanded. For many individuals experiencing homelessness, mental illness and substance abuse are significant barriers to finding and maintaining stable housing. Increased funding for mental health services and addiction treatment programs is essential to breaking this cycle and providing individuals with the support they need. Employment opportunities also play a vital role in addressing homelessness. Programs that provide job training, placement services, and support for individuals transitioning back into the workforce can significantly impact the lives of those affected. By creating pathways to stable employment, individuals can gain the financial independence needed to secure housing and improve their overall quality of life. As the homelessness crisis continues to grow, it is crucial for Los Angeles to take a multifaceted approach that combines housing, healthcare, and employment solutions. The collaboration between city officials, nonprofit organizations, and community members is essential in driving meaningful change and addressing the systemic issues that contribute to homelessness. While the road ahead is challenging, the efforts in Los Angeles serve as a beacon of hope and a call to action for other cities facing similar struggles. By focusing on comprehensive strategies that address the root causes of homelessness, we can work towards a future where everyone has a place to call home. Homelessness in San Francisco. San Francisco, renowned for its vibrant culture and tech-driven economy, is often seen as a beacon of innovation and opportunity. However, beneath the surface of this affluent city lies a significant homelessness crisis that has persisted for decades. San Francisco's homeless population is among the largest in the nation, and the city's struggles serve as a poignant reminder of the stark inequality that exists even in the most prosperous urban centers. The Tenderloin District, located near the heart of San Francisco, is a focal point for homelessness in the city. This area, characterized by its dense population and visible signs of poverty, serves as a stark reminder of the city's inequality. Despite being situated near some of the wealthiest neighborhoods and most successful tech companies, the Tenderloin is home to many who live in dire conditions, often lacking access to basic necessities like shelter, healthcare, and food. San Francisco's high cost of living has forced many residents onto the streets, unable to afford the ever-increasing rent and housing prices. The city consistently ranks among the most expensive places to live in the United States, with the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment surpassing $3,500 per month. This affordability crisis disproportionately affects low-income individuals and families, leading to a growing number of people experiencing homelessness. To combat this crisis, the city has implemented various measures aimed at providing relief and support for its homeless population. Navigation centers have been established to offer temporary shelter and access to services that help individuals transition into permanent housing. These centers provide a safe space for those experiencing homelessness, offering essential resources such as food, healthcare, and counseling. In addition to navigation centers, rental assistance programs have been launched to help residents struggling to keep up with soaring housing costs. These programs aim to prevent homelessness by offering financial support to those at risk of eviction, allowing them to remain in their homes and maintain stability. However, critics argue that these efforts are not enough to address the root causes of homelessness in San Francisco. While navigation centers and rental assistance provide immediate relief, there is a pressing need for long-term solutions and systemic change. The city's limited affordable housing stock and persistent income inequality require a more comprehensive approach to effectively combat homelessness. Despite these challenges, San Francisco has seen a strong response from community organizations and advocates who continue to push for more comprehensive policies and resources. These groups tirelessly work to raise awareness and drive action, advocating for increased funding for affordable housing, expanded mental health services, and reforms to economic policies that exacerbate inequality. Community-driven initiatives such as food banks, outreach programs, and job training workshops play a crucial role in supporting the homeless population and offering pathways to stability and independence. The collaboration between nonprofits, businesses, and local government demonstrates the power of collective action in addressing this multifaceted issue. The fight against homelessness in San Francisco is ongoing, and the city's response serves as both a challenge and an inspiration for other urban centers facing similar crises. By focusing on holistic solutions that address both immediate needs and underlying causes, San Francisco can pave the way for a future where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Homelessness in New York City. New York City, known as the city that never sleeps, is a symbol of opportunity and ambition for millions of people worldwide. But beneath its gleaming skyscrapers and vibrant neighborhoods lies a profound homelessness crisis that challenges this image. As one of the most populous cities in the world, New York grapples with an ever-growing number of individuals and families experiencing homelessness. Despite the city's reputation as a beacon of hope and prosperity, the reality for many is starkly different. The New York City shelter system is one of the largest and most comprehensive in the United States, offering refuge to thousands of people every night. Yet, the demand for shelter far exceeds the supply, leaving many without a place to stay. On any given night, over 70,000 people, including more than 20,000 children, find themselves in shelters or on the streets of New York City. The city's homelessness crisis is a multifaceted issue, rooted in a combination of economic, social, and policy-related factors. One of the most pressing issues is the lack of affordable housing. New York's housing market is notorious for its exorbitant rents and limited availability of low-income housing, pushing countless individuals and families to the brink of homelessness. To address this growing crisis, New York City has implemented a variety of strategies aimed at providing long-term solutions. Supportive housing programs have been established to offer permanent housing alongside essential services such as mental health care, addiction treatment, and job training. These programs aim to provide stability and support for those most at risk of chronic homelessness, including veterans, individuals with disabilities, and families with children. Job training programs have also been a focal point of the city's efforts to combat homelessness. By providing skills development and employment opportunities, these programs seek to empower individuals to secure sustainable jobs and achieve financial independence. The aim is to break the cycle of homelessness by addressing the economic barriers that contribute to it. However, the challenge remains formidable. Despite these initiatives, the demand for affordable housing continues to outpace the available supply, leaving many residents vulnerable to eviction and displacement. The high cost of living in New York City, coupled with stagnant wages and economic inequality, exacerbates the situation, forcing many into precarious living conditions. New York City is also facing the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has intensified the homelessness crisis by causing job losses and economic instability for countless residents. The pandemic has underscored the need for more robust social safety nets and comprehensive policies to protect those at risk of losing their homes. The complexity of homelessness in New York City requires a multifaceted approach that involves collaboration between government agencies, nonprofit organizations, and community advocates. Efforts to expand affordable housing, improve shelter conditions, and provide holistic support services are essential in tackling this crisis. The road to resolving homelessness in New York City is long and challenging, but with continued dedication and innovation, meaningful progress can be made. As we explore the intricacies of homelessness in America's largest city, we are reminded of the resilience and determination of those fighting for a better future. Efforts and solutions. While homelessness presents daunting challenges, many cities and communities across the United States are actively seeking and implementing innovative solutions to combat this complex issue. From coast to coast, numerous efforts have emerged, aimed at providing sustainable and lasting solutions to homelessness. One of the most promising approaches gaining traction is the Housing First policy. This strategy flips the traditional model by prioritizing the provision of stable housing before addressing other needs, such as employment or mental health. By providing a secure and permanent place to live, individuals can begin to rebuild their lives with a stable foundation. The Housing First policy has been instrumental in reducing chronic homelessness in many cities. Studies show that individuals placed in permanent housing through this program are more likely to stay housed and improve their overall well-being. This approach recognizes that stable housing is not just a solution to homelessness, but a prerequisite for addressing other challenges individuals may face, such as mental health issues or joblessness. The success stories emerging from Housing First initiatives underscore the transformative power of having a place to call home. In addition to Housing First policies, local governments and nonprofit organizations continue to play a vital role in providing resources and support for those experiencing homelessness. Across the country, temporary shelters offer immediate refuge, while comprehensive mental health services provide essential care and counseling. Job training programs and educational initiatives empower individuals with the skills needed to re-enter the workforce and achieve financial independence. These multifaceted efforts form a critical safety net for those in need, addressing the diverse challenges faced by the homeless population. However, to create meaningful and lasting change, we must go beyond immediate solutions and address the systemic issues at the root of homelessness. This includes tackling the affordable housing crisis, advocating for living wages, and ensuring equitable access to healthcare and social services. The systemic nature of homelessness requires a collaborative effort from policymakers, community leaders, and citizens alike. Together, we must advocate for policies that prioritize human dignity and equal opportunity for all, driving forward solutions that address both the symptoms and the root causes of homelessness. In addition to institutional efforts, community involvement is vital in creating sustainable change. Local communities can contribute by fostering inclusive environments, supporting local initiatives, and volunteering at shelters and outreach programs. Civic engagement and grassroots movements are powerful tools in holding systems accountable and ensuring that the voices of those experiencing homelessness are heard and respected. Conclusion. Homelessness is a complex issue that requires our attention and compassion. By understanding the realities faced by those affected and supporting efforts to create lasting change, we can work towards a future where everyone has a place to call home. Thank you for joining us on this eye-opening tour of America's homelessness crisis. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that matters. Together, we can make a difference and drive meaningful change.